Hi, my name's Connor, and I'm going to go over my experience from the culture of Finland and what I've liked, what I've not liked, stuff like that. Okay, so first of all, the people here, they're a lot more reserved and closed off in comparison to where I'm from, in Scotland. In talking with other people, it's the same for them as well. So yeah, it took a bit of getting used to, but that's just the way they are. It's not as if they're like rude or like nasty. It's just what they're used to, I guess. And yeah, basically, if you were to do that in my country, like for example, in the street, they'll just walk by you and not acknowledge your like presence. If you did that in Scotland, it'd be seen as like very rude. So the first few times it happened, I was like quite taken aback from it. Yeah, having said that, I'd say the people are a lot more trustworthy here in comparison to Scotland. Like things like public cloakrooms, they just would not exist and would not be efficient in any way in Scotland because there's a lot of bad people, and the fact you can leave your jacket even with stuff inside it, it's just, I could never picture that in Scotland ever. Next thing I'd like to talk about is the houses. Like there's a lot of differences. Firstly, like a lot of people live in flats, like apartments, even families, which I found quite strange. Also, the rooms themselves, I'd say the bedrooms are like pretty much the same. However, the bathrooms, a lot of them are inside with no windows, which is really weird. And for example, the shower, it always has two shower heads. Back in Scotland, it's just one. So yeah, I still don't know what the other one's actually for. Also, the little shower head next to the toilet, they don't exist in Scotland either. The kitchen as well. The main difference would be the drying rack. I think it's an extremely useful invention. Like, I'm really gonna miss it when I go back home. Yeah, so well done Finland for that one. Also, like for example, where I live, the kitchen's attached to the balcony, and balconies alone are really not common in Scotland at all. Yeah, you rarely see someone with a balcony. Lastly, I would like to talk about university, like my experience from studying in Scotland to then switching to here. I'd say it's a much more relaxed environment in general. Like in Scotland, the lessons are a lot more intense. You're going to be in pretty much every day, and here I've been in 3 days a week, most weeks, which has just been paradise, And I've found it a lot easier studying over here. They're not as strict on things like attendance. Back in Scotland, you'd need to scan your student card before you go into every class, and if you don't do this, you're going to receive emails from like your heads of the year, basically wanting to speak to you and arrange to meet with you, like why you're not going in, the reasons for it, and you're really in a lot of trouble. Whereas here, I had a class at 8 in the morning, and going to be honest, a lot of times I didn't make it, and it wasn't a problem at all. Even at the start, the lecturer said you don't need to attend, but he obviously recommends it. So yeah, occasionally I stayed in my bed. Another really good thing is the lunches in schools. They're really, really cheap, and back in Scotland, and I know in a lot of Europe, it's going to be like double the price. And the fact you just take as much as you want, it's like really, really good. And it's only like euros 40 or something like that. So yeah, I'd really like to see that introduced in other countries, but I don't know. You know, Finland have it all worked out in some regards. And yeah, well, thanks for listening.